Hello and welcome to Smash of the Day, episode 15. With me this week is Andrew Kenny, coach of Stormy and Dark Eve. Say hi, Andrew.
How are we doing, guys?
I'll from this point onwards be referring to him as Kenny because I've never called him Andrew in my entire life. So,
20 years of knowing each other.
Exactly. Right, let's take a look at Division 1. So, Vermin Vengers 2, Brexiting Spines 1. I personally was expecting the Chaos to take this.
I think you've always got that with Skaven, though. You've always got that chance. I mean, that's what happened to me this week as well. A bit of a spoiler, but I think you've always got that chance for Skaven just to put the points on the board.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially with a blocky team like Chaos.
And the fact that the Chaos are bloated to hell as well probably didn't help.
Well, yeah, I mean, you look at the star player for the game, that's Stefan Barksley.
Yeah.
He's there up at 51 SPP. I mean, that's a big bloke there by himself.
Ridiculous. Let's take a look at those dice rolls. So, Chaos, what couldn't you do? Well, 2 out of 28% casualty rolls. Failed a couple of loners. If you're having to put 3 re-rolls on a loner, that's not good, is it?
You can't see what that's based off, can you? But I mean, that's a low failure rate.
Yeah, that's probably his Minotaur, I should imagine.
Well, yeah, 6 Minotaur failures there.
Yeah.
Wild Animal.
Wild Animal didn't behave very well. Didn't get his KOs back as much as he probably would have liked. Failed 3 catches.
Oof, yeah.
So there you go. That's what happened to the Brexiting Spines. The block dice weren't nice either. He only got 10 POWs.
Yeah, I'm going to say, if you've got results like that and you're playing against Skaven can just dance around you all day.
Yep. Yeah. Looks like the Skaven got all 5 of their KOs back. Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it on the results, I mean, Skaven had 12 armor breaks as well, so that's quite a lot for Skaven.
It's quite a lot for playing against Chaos, really. They've got really high armor.
Yeah.
Well done, Skaven. Up next, we've got Jurassic Junglers and Wolves on the Bones. Jurassic Junglers just coming off of beating Armored Armadillos, arguably the strongest team in the league. Yeah, couldn't make it against these guys though. 25% ball possession. Didn't occupy his opponent's half very much. I think those are probably your key stats there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when I played them last season, Jurassic Junglers were a very hard team to play up against. And I mean, to be honest, if Wolves on the Bones have put that much in there, I mean, it looks like there's been no kind of real crunch from the Jurassic Junglers, which surprises me with Lizardmen.
Yeah.
Only 8 armor breaks. That's really low as well for Lizardmen.
Bonehead didn't really behave very well either. That's becoming a theme. Yeah, unlucky. Failed 5 go for it's. 61% success rate on go for it. That's bollocks. That is when that happens. Yeah.
I mean, I know how fast that 1-turn touchdown skink can move, so that's impressive.
Wolves on the Bones got 4 successful chainsaws off as well.
Oof.
That's not bad at all.
I'm gonna say still only 11 arm breaks. Succeeded
all of his GFIs. Great injury rolls. And his block dice were alright as well. Yeah, well played. Good job.
And I think that's always the thing with having werewolves on there as well. You've got such a lot of power in that team.
Yeah. I mean, that strength 5 block Saurus is pretty nice, though.
Yeah. Basically having a heavy hitter on the line just at all times if you need him.
Pretty much. With 6 movement. Let's take a look at our next game. Armored Armadillos, Rat and Goblin pack. Yeah, this was always going to be something of a rout, wasn't it? And look at that. Your star player...
Yeah, Novel being star player, that's just a bit of a kick in the teeth.
That's nonsense. Most leagues that I play in don't allow your MVP to be assigned to a star player or a dead player. So that's
I'm going to say, yeah. I mean, especially when you're playing with the Underworld team as well, you've got a lot of things to worry about. You don't want to be missing out on SPP like that.
Yeah, definitely not. And look at that absolute SPP fest for the Armadillos. How much is that there? 14, 15, 20, 25 SPP
Oof.
of that game. As if he
And
really didn't need any more SPP.
He got one SPP from that game.
On Peter. Poor old Peter. Well, the Armadillos, 100% success rate on passes, injuries, go for it.
I mean, a lot of people say humans drop off when you get to higher SPP, with obviously a lot of the teams having more inbuilt stuff, but they are still just a general hammer to a situation. They can do really well with Bashy, they can still pass.
Exactly.
You can't really go wrong.
Not these guys, apparently.
With 27 armor breaks in that game as well, it just kind of says it all there, really.
Yeah.
Was there anyone left on the pitch at the end of the game? I don't think.
Well, that looked like an absolutely horrible game for the Underworld there. Let's take a look at our next one. Gorgeous Gits, down and outs. Well, this is another one where I probably would have given it to the Orcs, but or did I? I can't even remember now. Maybe I gave it to the Undead, actually. Because to be fair, the Undead have got the manoeuvrability. And I don't think the Orc team's got much tackle on it, if any at all.
Let's have a quick look. I mean, that's always the thing, especially if you're going up against Undead. They've got... The ghouls are just a nightmare to deal with if you haven't got the tackle to stop them and cage them in there.
I keep seeing this every week with these Gorgeous Gits. They're throwing so many dodges. 12 dodges with Orcs. Something's going wrong if you're making that many dodges with Orcs.
But you're playing the wrong team. Yeah.
Yeah, needs to move on. Maybe he should be playing Undead. The Undeads here made 5 dodges and 80%, so 4 of them succeeded. And if the Orcs have got no tackle and he's got like 3 ghouls all with dodge.
Yeah, I mean that game's up and down going to be for the Undead if they can just dodge out of the situation.
Succeed with all his pickups as well. Yeah.
Definitely. And I mean, then it looks like the Gorgeous Gits haven't even hit him that many times. And I mean, if you're playing Bashy team, and you're putting 8 armor breaks in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems to me it's a low scoring game, but it just doesn't seem to be he's even got the on the pitch really.
We just can't be throwing 12 dodges as Orcs. They're not a dodging team. You're not supposed to. I don't know what's going on there. Well, yeah. Down and Outs did what they had to do. And last up, we've got Mordor's Rejects and the Ogres. Mordor's Rejects, we expected to have a tough season. They have, but they have picked up 3 points against the Ogres. However, I have been made aware that Ogre there, that's Agi 3,
yes,
when it leveled up, it got another Agi up. So now it's an Agi 4
Ogre.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a dream, right?
Yeah, that is probably my favourite player in the entire league right now.
Ain't Ogre till it's Ogre. Exactly. I mean, what can you say to that? That is just a powerful piece there.
Yep. And as we can see, it looks like the Chaos did what they had to do. They've barely rolled any D6s here at all. 7 go for it's all succeeded. That's always nice. 50
armor breaks as well.
Yeah.
It seems like a really good performance from both teams, to be honest. I mean,
looks like the Ogres couldn't pick up the ball. They tried to pick it up 9 times and failed 5 of them.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's dreadful.
Yeah. Nah. I mean, things, especially when you've got a team like Chaos, who, if you play in their game, they're going to be usually better. And I think let's have a look at the Boneheads.
Yeah, I mean, if he's only got 3 Ogres, that's the problem. He can't even outbash them because he's not got enough Ogres. But still, that Agi 4 Ogre is a thing of beauty. That actually leads us nicely onto teams. Let's take a look at some of these teams.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Armored Armadillos, 1,770 team value. He's just embracing the bloat at this point. Look at that. Absolutely ridiculous team.
I think there's no real even crippling injuries. I mean, you've got 1 Agi down. You've got like a movement 9 catcher. You've got a strength 4 blitzer as well. Another strength 4 blitzer. Like every kind of level up there is just power.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you even build from that? I think you could even afford to start firing some players just to kind of bring it down, but obviously he wants to improve for it.
Yeah, he's got himself a second catcher and a second thrower now. That thrower's got block. I think his main catcher, if you can get sprint on him, that'll be quite nice. That'll be pretty tasty, because then he'll be set up for that 1-turner.
Which, I mean, you don't see that often.
No, that movement 8, strength 4 blitzer is great. You can pretty much blitz anyone anywhere on the field with that. Yeah.
Can't even argue with it.
Yeah, 9 fan factor as well. Oh my god. Well, let's take a look at the junglers. So yeah, I don't think we've got anything to talk about here. I don't think anything new has happened.
No, it doesn't look like much change. I mean, you've got that Saurus, just a big brute there, but there's nothing really there, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, it's a decent enough team. I always feel sorry for everyone in Division 1 because we look at the Armadillos first and everybody else looks garbage by comparison. But yeah, this is looking healthy.
Go Fast still being an absolute beast.
His issue is his lack of cash. He could probably do with getting a 12th player, really.
Yeah, just a bit more kind of fight back.
Yeah, just get another skink just in case you lose a few. But other than that, this is looking very healthy. Let's take a look at the Chaos. Brexiting Spines. Okay, wow. Right, well. Look at that.
Ooh, bad injuries there as well.
That's why he lost.
Yeah.
Oh my god, has he got a niggle on his level 5 Beastman now?
Looks like
wow. No, he's lost. Oh yeah, it's an armor down.
Armor down.
That's nasty.
Especially when you put that much time into a Beastman as well.
Yeah, but to be fair, at this point he's basically a catcher. He's going to be protected, isn't he? Because he's got Agi up, he's got sure hands, so his job's to pick up the ball.
Well, yeah. I mean, you look at the Beastmen. They're just. I think the only one really there is possibly the Farage one. Just, I mean, with Agi 2, but even then he's still just going to be a blitzer.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a level up. He's there. He does the job really still. And I think that's always a good thing with Chaos is you do just get the Beastmen, but you can kind of mutate them, or you can do whatever you want to them to really put them in a better position, and they can kind of fit to any kind of role.
This team has been absolutely ravaged. Look at that. He's got an Agi 2 Beastman. He's got another Beastman with a niggling injury, and he's got another Beastman now with an armor down.
What's that Chaos Warrior? Is it just broken rib? Yeah.
Yeah, those other two MNGs are just MNGs. But still, I mean, this is still a nasty team to come up against.
I mean, something for the political people out there. Boris has got 0 SPP, so that's interesting.
He's only going to have 10 players for his next game, so he'll have one journeyman.
One extra, yeah.
Yeah, and what is that going to be? 60k added on, so his next team value for his next game will be 1470. But he would probably like to have more players or someone warm in the bench. But yeah, not going to happen. It'll be interesting to see who he's playing next. Actually, we'll take a look at that shortly. Let's take a look at Wolves in the Bones, fresh off a victory. This is a team that is leveling up quite satisfyingly symmetrically.
Yeah, I'm going to say there's a lot
level
of
2s. Yeah. 3 guard. So he's got 2 stand firm guard flesh golems, which is
zombie as well, which is always good to see.
He's got his tackler. He's got his kicker. He's got his dedicated fowler. This is developing quite nicely.
No serious injuries there, which is good to see. I mean, there's that one werewolf with no SPP.
Well, that's brand new, actually.
It's a brand new.
Yeah, he was down to 1 werewolf, so he's basically back up to where he wanted to be now.
Yeah,
I imagine.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I would not want to play this team. He's got something for everybody here. He's got the guard. He's got the tackle. He's got somebody who can foul. He's got 2 extra players in case something goes wrong. He's got both of his werewolves, both of whom have got claw. One with block, and they can both carry the ball. This is a good all-round team here, I think. No,
definitely. I think when I played Necromantic in the first season, I think it's just that powerful team. You've got so many good positionals, and then you just have like chaff to throw away, which is what you want.
I'm getting Steam messages here. I'm going to set myself to do not disturb. There we go. Right, yes. Let's take a look at the Rat and Goblin pack, bravely ploughing their way through a season. To be fair, if they can see it out, at least they'll get into the playoffs. No questions asked.
No, exactly. I mean, you look at me and them. This is always the kind of good combination you've got with this team. Is you've got the Skaven Blitzers, fantastic kind of piece for this team, especially, and obviously you've got one there with guard. You've got a lot of movement ups in this team, which is interesting. It's a very fast team, and I think obviously having the goblins there just to kind of do what they do. You've got a lot of dodge. You've got a lot of just kind of speed, which if you can make it work to work your way, it goes really well. Interesting. There's no trolls though.
I think he lost his troll. He did have a troll.
There's a
Warpstone troll there. Yeah. Bouncer.
Yeah.
His big hand goblin is going to be out next game. So
yeah, that's a bit of a loss there.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's
I
not the
always
end
like
of the world.
the mutation models on goblins. I think they always look quite funny.
Yeah, they do look pretty hilarious. Yeah, not really much to say. You want to keep your TV low for this one. That's what he's
No,
doing.
get the inducements in, and you're
Yeah.
all good.
Well, let's take a look at the down and outs. Fresh off their victory. Yeah, I don't think we've had any level ups here. I might be wrong. He's now got 3 guard, which is gonna come in handy if he can utilize it. Much like the Necros, he's also got a tackler there. So
Yeah.
no dedicated fowler.
No,
That's
it's
what he's
interesting. I mean, I think you've got the sure hand school, which obviously is what you want, really.
Yeah.
I think it's that kind of thing where you look at it, and obviously, if one of the you usually have the skeleton as the fowler.
Yeah, because of the movement. Yeah.
But obviously, you need to get him up to that level, really.
Yeah, well, this is it. None of his basic pieces have leveled up yet. So I imagine the first one will get a sneaky git or a dirty player if he rolls doubles. We've got the classic 2 goal thing there. He's got 1 goal for carrying the ball. He's got another one for breaking cages. Yeah.
Always see, yeah. I mean,
Looking
this
nice.
is yeah.
Let's take a look at the ogres. Let's have a look at this Agi 4 ogre.
I mean that
thing of
you
beauty.
look at the team.
Glorious.
I mean, how do you even get that? I mean, you look at it here with the ogres you've got on this team, which obviously is the main kind of force of many ogre teams. Obviously, I know he's trying to go without the ogres as much as possible, but you look at those 2 ogres there, you Mum and Jotun.
Yeah.
Are just beautiful.
He's not far off getting his 4th ogre back now, and then he can have 4 ogres around a cage with a Noblar in the middle, which will be nice.
Well, I mean, you could even have the ogre carrying the ball.
Well, yeah, I suppose that's the point, isn't it? Yeah. Or you can pass to the ogre. Yeah, I mean,
who expects an ogre downtown in picking up the ball like that? It's just not. You just don't expect it.
Yeah, he needs some more players though. This lad is well. I suppose it doesn't matter if you've got a couple of loader Noblars, does it? Really?
Yeah, Noblars. I mean, they're going to die anyway. So
yeah, exactly. Armor 5, ridiculous. His ogre's agility is almost as high as his Noblar's armor. I never thought you'd say that. Yeah, this is hilarious. Yeah. I mean, it's not a good team at all, but it's very amusing to look at.
The thing is, though, in a lot of games in this league, he's going to be getting a lot of inducements as well, with being 1 ogre down. So
yeah,
you always have the option of adding extra in star players.
Get more like than Thorg.
Yeah, exactly. You've got so much potential.
All right, well, let's take a look at Mordor's rejects. Now up to 1,300 after their last victory, and this is starting to look like a relatively developed Chaos team now. When he started this season, I think he had hardly anything, like a couple of block, maybe 1 Agi up Beastman. He's got an Agi up Chaos Warrior now, so he's got a Chaos Warrior that can carry the ball.
Which is just terrifying to see as well. Yeah. It's like the ogre. I mean, you look at it from here, you've got, like I say, the Agi up Chaos Warrior. I think his Chaos take a while to develop, but he does seem to be putting in the time and the effort to really spread it out as well, because you do see some of them trying to get higher up on the SPP.
Yeah,
like the first 3 warriors, and as soon as they get blocking, they're just tanks.
This is it. If he can suck it up this season and keep, I mean, I say suck it up. He's not having a bad season by any stretch, but if he can keep this going, and survive the playoffs, by next season he could have a very nasty Chaos team on his hands.
And this is it. I mean, as soon as you start getting mutations on Chaos like Claw and Mighty Blow, I mean, where'd you go from there?
Yeah, exactly. Horrible. Yeah, let's have a look at the gorgeous gits. Okay.
Of the Orc world.
Okay. So is that new? That Dave Oakley movement up? I think that's new.
So. Yeah.
He's bought a troll, which is called Second Chance. So yeah, that's gonna. I mean, hopefully he'll not feel the need to roll loads of dodges. Now that he's got a troll to zoom people out.
Well, this is it. You look at with Kenny the Black Orc. That's what you want.
Yeah, exactly. Dodging Black Orc. Most of his team now has block, but he still doesn't have a tackler. He desperately needs somebody with tackle. I think.
Well, I think that's with Tom, I think it's just mainly focused on the tackle. He's got a few players close to level up. You've got 2 blitzers. You've got a blitzer and a Black Orc close to level up.
Yeah.
So it's quite
I think when Graham levels up, give him tackle. And just stand him in front of people, or possibly even where are all these Black Orcs? Possibly even Herc Mortis. Give him tackle. And just stand him there.
It's 2. He's got the 2 saltiest players there. He's got dodge on a Black Orc, which is just Yeah, not quite sure on that one.
Yeah, I think he was hoping to get block as well faster than he has done, but yeah, if you roll those doubles, I mean, yeah,
It's always
what else are
that
you gonna do,
chance.
really?
But, well, yeah, you kind of just want to take it, but sometimes it's best to leave it, I think.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. Still, other than that, I mean, we've said a lot, but actually, this is a really nice looking
really well developed
team. Yeah. Let's take a look at our last team, Vermin Vengers. A victory this week for these guys, and we've got that movement 10 gutter runner is on the verge of leveling up. Give him sprint, and you're laughing.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of thing you just hate to come up against. You need to take that gutter runner out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you've got a lot of players here. You've got a gutter runner, another one that's that high level as well, and he's got horns.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting one as well. It just makes them a good little blitzer, worst case, because you can get that movement just to get into somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. Brings him up to 3 strength effectively with the horns, doesn't it?
Yeah, and people don't expect a gutter runner to be blitzing.
No, exactly. Yeah, I mean, this is a nice Skaven team. He's got 2 claw on his storm vermin there. That's claw mighty blow storm vermin's particularly unpleasant.
Yeah. I mean, that's getting to Chaos Warrior kind of level of just not what you want to see.
This is it. That'll explain how he managed to destroy Dave's Chaos team so badly. Probably didn't get that guy taken out. That should be the first target of anyone coming up against this team, really.
Well, I mean, you look at that other Storm Vermin there, if you can get a level up on that and he's got 2 Claw Mighty Blows, that's just a horrible thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's have a quick look at the leaderboard. I've actually got it up on Goblin Spy here. So, topping the table, we have Wolves and Their Bones.
Yeah,
with
really
6
good
points. The only team that has won 2 games so far. And this is their first season in Division 1, so they're doing incredibly well. We've got 2 teams who've got a win and a draw, both also teams that are having their first season in Division 1. Vermin Vengers and Down and Outs, with the Vengers above the Down and Outs on casualty difference at the moment, because they both have the same touchdown difference.
Which is crazy this game. I mean, shows the way
with that claw mighty blow, and he absolutely demolished the Chaos. Armadillos and the Junglers, the last season's 2 finalists, along with Bregston Spines, Mordor's Rejects, and the Rat and Goblin Pack, all have 3 points, every single one of them. And then so far, our only 2 teams with 2 losses, the Gorgeous Gits and the Ogres. I think we could probably expect the Orcs' luck to turn around a bit.
Yeah, I mean, especially with I imagine Ogres, obviously, even with the Agi 4, it's going to be a struggle for them in this league, especially when you come up against like the Armadillos or Brexton Spines or Junglers. I mean, they're all powerful teams. As soon as they get in there and can take Ogres down, a lot of them even have higher strength than Ogres. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this develops. Let's take a look at next week's fixtures. So we've got the Skaven versus the Ogres. Skaven will be on... Where are we at? 1,540, and the Ogres a little bit, probably about 1,100 or somewhere in that region. So they're going to get about 450. Well, no, about 450k in inducements. I don't really, to be honest with you, I don't know about you, but I can't really see it giving them a win, though.
I mean, I want to. That plucky little logo with his Agi 4, I want to see it happen. But I can see Skaven just running the rings around them all day.
This is it. With the Claw Mighty Blow, if you can throw a block at one of those ogres, you've given it an effective armor of 6. It's got the same armor as a halfling at that point.
It's nearly a Noblar, isn't
it? Yeah, exactly. So I think we both agree, probably Skaven.
I'm thinking Skaven probably 2-0, 3-0.
Yeah, I think it'll probably be a rout because they can move as well. Down and Outs, Mordor's Rejects. Now this one's interesting. If you'd have asked me a few weeks ago, I would have said Down and Outs, no question about it. But the Chaos are starting to develop a bit now.
Me too. I think it's going to be a close one. I'd probably say a draw for this one.
Yeah.
Just to play it safe, I think, on this one. Like you, I would have put money on the Down and Outs, but no. At the moment, the way the Chaos is coming on, and like I say, another good couple of games, and the Mordor's Rejects really pushed themselves upwards in my expectations. As soon as you get more SPP on the board, it's going to be a really difficult team to beat.
Yeah, I mean, I think what will make the difference here is the fact that the Down and Outs have got 3 players with guard.
Yeah,
I think they'll probably take it because of that if they can use it properly.
Depends on how to leverage it, but I think it's on my money, it's a draw.
I'm going for a win for the Donuts, I think, yeah. Rat and Goblin Pack versus Gorgeous Gits. Really, this has got to be an Orc win, surely.
I mean, you'd expect so.
If we can avoid dodging away from goblins.
I mean, if Tom comes out of this one with less armor breaks, it's going to be worrying, to say the least. I think Gorgeous Gits need to start putting in some SPP, especially like we were saying, to develop those players and get the kind of skills up he wants. Then this is the time to do it. I mean, you've got a very very low armor team with Orcs. You can bash through them and start getting the tackle you need. Going into this game without the tackle is going to be the tricky part for him, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a good point, to be fair. He really desperately needs some tackle on that team at the earliest opportunity, because it would give these kind of teams such a hard time if he did. But I mean, yeah, if I was him, I wouldn't even be concerned about winning. I'd just focus on beating up on those
well, you're going to go through to playoffs anyway, so yeah. I think the development you need to kind of push him over the top, and I think getting him out of the bottom spot is what he needs to consider. Get him out of bottom spot and get some SPP on the board. Just take out as many rats and goblins as he can.
Yeah, definitely. Gorgeous Gits, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking Gorgeous Gits, unless he's dodging around again. But
all right, now this one's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
both good coaches, both got good teams, both had excellent seasons so far. Currently top of the table, Wolves and the Bones. If they can see off the Armadillos, that would make them, I would say, legitimate contenders for top of the table.
Yeah, I mean this is it. I think with Armadillos, you can never count them out. I mean, that team is so well developed, but the inducements he's going to be getting. I mean, what's the? Let's have a look on there.
The TV difference is 1770 to 1410, so he's going to be getting 300 odd.
I mean, that's a wizard and something else, or it just adds a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, he could even go for the Master Chef.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, if you're stripping rerolls off humans do really like to have a full raft of rerolls.
Yeah,
I'm probably going to go with Wolves and Bones. I'll be honest.
Yeah. Do you know what?
Having played against the Armadillos before, I know how hard they play against, but the TV bloat is massive.
Yeah,
and I think that's going to really hurt him.
Yeah. I think conventional wisdom would suggest Armadillos, but the Necro are doing well, and he's got to be confident. He's got both of his wolves back. That claw is no small thing, really. Can deal with the ogre for sure. Oh, in fact, actually, have the Armadillos even got an ogre?
Yeah,
yes,
they
have.
do.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree. Wolves and their bones. Last up, we've got Bregston Spines and Jurassic Junglers. Yeah, this one's got draw written all over it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, depends if the Lizards can get a good kind of score in and really push the Brexton Spines back. But I mean, the Spines have got such a well developed team as well. It's not like, I mean, let me just have a quick look at the Junglers, because I mean, head to head, the Junglers have just mainly block on the tournament, whereas a lot of the on the Brexton Spines, you've got a lot more kind of variety and a very well developed team.
The Chaos are going to get inducements as well. Even with the 60k for the Journeyman, they'll be on 1,470. So they could even scum up. Oh wow, well, do you know what? Actually, I've just noticed. Presumably, he's going to spend some money to replace players because he's got 220k in the bank, and that's contributing 70k to his team value.
So that makes it even better. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you even go from there? It looks to me like a Spines, I think, might edge it out, but still, you can't count the Lizards out.
Yeah, I
think it's going to be 2-1 maybe to Spines if they can start hammering Lizards off the field.
If he can get his Claw Mighty Blow to work for him, yeah.
Well, this is it. If you start stripping off like the Croxagore and you strip off a couple of Skinks, that game goes one way.
Do you know what? Yeah, I've changed my mind. I'm going with the Chaos Bregston Spines.
Cool.
What about you?
Yeah, I'm Spines all the way on that one. I think it's going to be close, but I reckon Spines will edge it out.
Okay, well, let's take a look at 2A. The best division. So,
the only division that matters.
Yeah, the only one that matters. So, first up, we had the Stunty off. This one was always going to be entertaining. 2-1 to the Halflings, which I think currently puts them at the, top of the table, but we'll look at that in a sec.
I I mean, you look at Synthwave though. Even though they lost, they did get a level up on the troll.
Yeah, that's huge. That is. So Sharkbait Incorporated didn't stick any landings, only attempted one. That's not how you play halflings, but I won't complain.
Halflings are there to be thrown. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he got most of his KOs back. He got 100% success on injury rolls. 8 out of 0 inaccurate pass. What the hell does that mean?
Sure on that, yeah, I'm going to say.
Well, I mean, when you throw a halfling, it's always treated as an accurate pass. So, I'm assuming he succeeded all 8 of his halfling throws.
That makes sense.
But he only stuck one landing, so that must mean...
if he's using them as missiles.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He must have thrown 7 successful halfling missiles that hit the opponent.
Well, maybe he's playing halflings the way he should be playing.
Yeah. Well, look at that. Take root, right? You roll a d6 every time you do something with your tree. 26 successes and 1 failure. Ooh. That's ridiculous. Now, that's probably why he won right there, because it's a nightmare when your trees take root and you can't do anything with them. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's always the thing with trees, though, isn't it? I mean, you've got such power and they've got the stats. Yeah. They have to have a little bit to kind of slow them down some way.
Yeah, some seriously powerful units they are. Yeah. Looks like it was fun. Got a level up on ball.
Fun, isn't it?
Yeah. Right. Frenzied Speedo Explosion and me.
And Benjamin, right.
Yes. Well, here's what happened here. Look at the difference in SPP. So... now take a look at the blocks succeeded. So I succeeded 4 more blocks than him.
Right.
And his team has all 7 armor, and I just didn't break any of it ever.
Now see, Ben, this gives me a flashback for some reason to the first season.
Yeah,
where your Norse team had armor 7. No one ever died
in this league. It's ridiculous. So.
I think I'm going to be on Norse if it carries on. But I mean, yeah, look at you. Obviously, I didn't see your game, but I think like you say, it all kind of seems to fall into place there, really.
He just keeps outnumbering me, yeah. I mean, look at his injury rolls. He succeeded 9 out of 10 injury rolls, which is,
That's unprecedented.
Yeah, whereas, on the other hand, I failed half of them, despite having generally higher armor than him. But, the thing is, it's not just that as well. I didn't have great block dice. I only rolled 12 POWs. And he's got block on everyone as well. And don't want to take anything away from him. He played really well. I mean, he's top of the table for a reason.
Exactly.
But it's.
I think that's the thing with Norse though. That if they can be lucky enough not to get people taken off the field, the game goes their way.
Definitely.
A lot of the time, they've got the skills, they've got the speed, and I mean, has he got a Yeti in that team?
Yeah, I feel sorry for his next opponent because he's had 2 games now where he's just. I think he won like 5-0 against the Goblins, and then he beat the crap out of me for 16 turns. So I'm expecting when we look at his team in a second that it'll be an absolute nightmare of a team.
I think because he's playing. Who is the next one?
Well, we'll find out in a sec.
Yeah.
Next up, Washington Blackskins and Moradin's Miners. This was surprising. I was expecting a no-score draw from this or something akin to that. And to be fair, the stats. I mean, they both threw a fair number of blocks. They both had similar ball possession, but you can see the key stat there: 86 yards run with the Dwarves.
I mean, Dwarves caging up and blocking that way, but you think Orcs would be the team to kind of be able to bash him around a bit more. But
well, I mean, this is the thing. He didn't really play. We started calling them Wood Dwarves because look at that. He succeeded 2 passes.
Yeah,
and 4 dodges. Who plays dwarves like that? This guy apparently, and he got him a 2-0 win. So fair play. He's got.
Maybe we've all been wrong all this time.
Yeah, we've all been doing it wrong. This is how you're supposed to dwarf. Yeah, he had a really good game, and I'm happy for him because last week he was basically fresh off the boat, barely played Blood Bowl much at all, and but mind you, the Washington Blackskins are quite new as well themselves. But yeah,
I mean, I've got Blackskins next week, and I mean they've got a lot of SPP up from that. Well, they've got 1 casualty in that game, which against Dwarfs is impressive.
Yeah. It was quite a violent game at the beginning, to be fair. But yeah, well done, Dwarves. Let's take a look at No Escape and Fate and you. Go on then, Kenny. Do you want to tell us how this went down?
Yeah. I mean, caging Dark Elves was the kind of theme of the game. Supposed to remember I'm playing an Agi team now, not a Bashi team. Keep on forgetting. all the way through the first half, I was just trying to get level up on the Witch Elf, which I did manage to get with White Russian. Mainly pushing it through in the end, and then I managed to take out a Rat Ogre on my second block, and it just kind of started to go down there, down that way from Skaven. At the end of the game, there was only 4 Skaven left on the pitch. 2 of them were blocked up at the edge, and then there was a Gutter Runner and a Storm Vermin that managed to break out and get the touchdown last round of the game. But other than that, I mean, I did a lot more blocking and a lot more hurting, as you can see. I mean, 15 armor breaks compared to 6.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, with Dark Elves, they've got that toughness. Then getting the not having enough money to buy the loaner that got the MVP was a kick in the teeth.
Oh yeah, that's annoying.
So yeah, I lost more SPP there, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm down 1 player from the game previous, but yeah, other than that, I think the Dark Elves are starting to develop. I mean, the Skaven team themselves, they're just always that chance to score.
They've been pretty. The previous game they were pitch wipes. This game they finished with 4 guys on the field. It's an absolute miracle that they've still got. I don't think they've taken any casualties.
No, and this is it. A lot of my ones were kind of missed next game or just stunned, which obviously with Skaven, as soon as you get a couple more players back on the pitch, you've got the option to kind of get those long bomb passes or just blitz away and run away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at our last game, the Slayerettes and Family Adams. Now, this one was... oh god, my phone's going off, hang on. I'm such a consummate professional. Right. Let's have a look. I seem to recall I saw some of this. So, the Undead got the result, and it looks like they got the lion's share of the SPP. How did they achieve that?
Let's have a look.
Looks like there wasn't... I mean, look, they threw barely any D6s at all, and they barely threw any blocks as well. So I'm guessing they just played keep away. Even less block. Wow! Look at the number of block dice. Right, both teams. If you go on to both teams and look at the block dice, that's less block dice than you'd see from one team in an average game. So it looks like neither of them were interested in fighting.
Well, a lot of the attackers from Family Adams was just Lurch going after everybody by the looks of it.
Just Lurch going after... Oh, that bloody Lurch, he's always doing that, isn't he? Give it a rest, Lurch.
That's a page of Lurch rolls compared to everyone else who did nothing, basically.
They both got level up on a key player, which is nice.
Yeah, that's what you want to see.
Yeah. I don't know what more you can say about this game. Looks like they just shook hands and read books at a barbecue or something. I don't know what the hell they were doing.
Oh dear.
Well done, guys, for not mauling one another. Shall we take a look at those teams?
Yeah, let's have a look at those teams.
Dark Storm Eve. So, White Russian, you've got the block now. You've got your Blodger Witch Elf. That's what you want.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was focusing on. Having another injured blitzer, he got another Agi down, which would have meant I had to fire him, but I managed to get a Wandering Apothecary for last game.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean losing the player in the first game was a bit tough, but
it's always the risk with elves.
It is, and I'm used to playing bashy teams. I want a bit of experiment, so we'll see how we get on.
Are you going to fire Sex on the Beach with the niggle?
I can't really afford to at the moment.
Well, you just have a loner or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking so, but I don't want to risk like last time, not being able to afford the loner if the loner gets the SPP again.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, let's take a look at Family Adams, and we've got God on a Mummy, pretty standard. He's got his Blodger Ghoul, which I believe he had already. Yeah, pretty standard development here. Yeah,
and he seems to be... I mean, he's got 2 level 2 players, which is good. He's kind of got... Jason Voorhees maybe obviously got an MVP.
Yeah.
So that's a good one to get a kind of a dirty player or something.
Yeah, get his dedicated fowler sorted soon. Yeah, looking pretty standard development here. Be interesting to see where he goes with this. Let's have a look at the Slayerettes. So, we've now got a Blodger Blitzer, which is lovely. We've got, same as you, the Blodger Witch Elf there. This Blitzer's movement down. That probably what he wants getting rid of, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's expensive to replace, though, that's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, you're adding 100k to your TV for a movement 6 Blitzer.
Yeah, the movement's so key on on Dark Elves. That's why I got rid of my Agi down. It's just that kind of thing where if you don't have the movement and agility, I mean, that's the main reason you're playing Elves.
Yeah. Still, she's mind you, she's only got 3 blitzers as well. So maybe...
yeah, losing a blitzer means she's down to 2 blitzers.
Yeah, that's not good. Well, yeah. Still though, that development so far is quite nice.
Definitely, yeah.
Let's have a look at the Skaveens. So,
yeah, knocking that rat ogre off the field on the second block was not the best for him, but yeah.
I fouled it off the field the previous week, so he's not getting his money's worth out of that rat ogre at all. Yeah, he's got a blodger, got a runner, he's got a wrestle, got a runner. He's got a lineman who's on the verge of leveling up.
I mean, there's two gutter runners there who've leveled up, which they've both taken. Well, one gutter has taken block, one's taken wrestle on that, which is an interesting choice. It didn't really do much in our game. Did it do much in your game?
I can't remember, to be honest with you, because I wasn't really paying attention. I was just fouling them off the field.
It's scathing, isn't it? It's like a pinata in front of you.
Exactly, yeah. It's like whack-a-mole. He's got his apothecary, which is good. Especially with Skaven, you need that.
That saved him in our game from losing. I think it was a storm vermin or something. So yeah,
he has put his TV up a fair bit though. But yeah, not a bad looking team. Let's have a look at the Blackskins. So. Yeah, void of any development so far, but unfortunately he had to concede his first week's game, so he's playing catch up a little bit here. Is Blitzer
niggling as well?
Niggling injury, yeah, that's unfortunate. But
no development, and yeah, I mean my team, I'm going to get quite a bit of inducements versus him as well, so yeah, it should be interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's bare bones Orcs, but Orcs can always bounce back.
I don't think you will. I don't think you will be getting inducements
well,
against him because
I made 60.
But the thing is, you're going to have journeyman.
Oh yeah.
So actually, I think he'll be getting inducements on you because, well, you're going to get 2 players given to you at a total value of 140 because you're missing Jack and Coke.
1 player. Oh yeah, missing Jack and Coke as well. Yeah.
So that will actually put your team value up to exactly 1,000.
Yeah, and then he'll get
1.
What did they get? They get Orcs. They get a line Orc, don't they?
He'll get a line Orc, yeah. So his team value will be slightly lower than yours.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah. I don't think he'll be able to spend it on anything, but yeah, no one will be getting any inducements. But the thing is, Orc starting roster's alright anyway. Like, this ain't all 9. You're going to struggle to puncture his armour.
Well, this is the thing with Dark Elves against Orcs. It's that one of those classic games where you have you need to kind of keep away from Orcs. You just can't risk getting close to them.
We're getting ahead of ourselves here, though. Let's take a look at Frenzied Speedo Explosion, or Frenzed Speedo Explosion.
Yeah. Let's have a look. I mean, this team's really started to develop.
Yeah, this is. I mean, look at this absolute. Oh my God, he's got.
When you see a sea of block.
Yeah, I just feel sorry for it. I'm so glad that I got him out of the way in week 2 because this is absolute nonsense. He's got a Ulf runner with block. He's got his kicker lineman. He's got his tackle lineman. He's picked up a berserker now.
Yeah,
which is nice.
I mean that team's just scary. I mean you've got the Yeti. Yeti always does a lot of work whenever it's put into a situation. I mean it's one of the best big guys.
Thing is, it only takes him to like have a few unlucky blocks thrown against him, and his armor 7 starts crumbling, and before you know it, he's got like 6 players on the field.
Well, I mean, it's interesting with Norse though. I know it's only 2 Norse teams we've had, but both have had that kind of magic ability not to be taken off the field. So we'll see how it gets on for him.
I hope he dies. Let's take a look at these flings. Still managed to keep his TV low. That's not going to last forever though. So he's got block on a halfling. He rolled a double, and he chose block. Personally,
choice. Yeah,
I wouldn't have. That's a weird one. Well, I mean, there's certainly stupider things that you could take, but I probably would have taken catch or something like that, so that you've got someone dedicated that you can hand the ball off to, or even sprint.
Yeah, he's got the sneaky get halfling, so
yeah,
it's all kind of coming there. I mean, obviously, it's trying to get the SPP on the trees as well, but it's always difficult with them unless you did get into break on line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he's successfully keeping his TV low, which is good. That's what he wants. It'll be interesting to see what he spends his inducements on against Power Slave, who we'll look at next. So
this team. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, not really much to say here. I've got a Tomb Guard out for my next game, which will bring my TV
That's a
down
big hit. Yeah.
a fair bit. To be fair, I've half a mind to fire a skeleton just so that he can't take the Master Chef, but we'll see how that goes.
I mean, yeah, I'd be tempted to, especially with halflings. If you lose all your rerolls with Khemri and some bad luck happens on that table, and you get rain or something, you're going to be in trouble.
You're in a lot of trouble. I've got my Strength 4 Blitzer, which is nice, but that's not going to make a great deal of difference against flings.
Nah,
just have to hope that his trees don't destroy my skeletons, really.
Yeah, I mean that's always going to be the concern. I think that's the good thing with Khemri though, is you've got such a lot of kind of high armor and power. But yeah, just depends. I guess I probably would go with the firing at least one skeleton to get the pot out of the way.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Actually, to be fair, it won't make any difference because I've just realised my TV is calculated based on what I've got already. So.
Oh yeah, it won't make a difference.
No, so I'll just have to suck it up. Yeah, let's take a look at Moradin's Miners. What have we got going on here? Pretty standard dwarf development. He's down a Troll Slayer, but that's not the end of the world. I mean, Troll Slayers are always targeted because they're the 8 armor. He only needs 1 for his blitzing anyway. He's got guard on one of his Longbeards, which is nice. He's got block on one of his runners, which is essential.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the thing with dwarves. You start with so many skills that everything kind of starts to snowball after a while. You're always going to struggle with movement, but I mean, like I say, if it's just a Troll Slayer he's had out, it's not the end of the world.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, yeah, this is standard dwarf stuff, looking nice. Let's take a look at the gobbos. What's he got on the troll? Oh, hello. He's rolled a double and given it block. Very nice.
Nice, yeah.
That's what you want right there. If that's basically the best start you can have to development as goblins, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean that reminds me of Dave's one from last season where it had break, tackle, and block and everything else like that. It's just starts getting that really high, especially with trolls, because they can, as soon as you start getting the good skill up on them, they're quite a punchy one. So yeah, definitely. I mean goblins as well. He's got the loony fanatic and all that kind of stuff. I mean, nearest ones he's got to kind of level up, so probably get a sneaky git on the midnight there.
Yeah, get a dedicated fowler on the go.
Yeah, just goblin stuff.
Yeah, just do goblin stuff. Maybe get an apothecary at some point, because you don't want to lose that troll now to some claw mighty blow or something.
Well, that's it. It's always the risk into. You afford to leave all those goblins, but not him.
Should we take a quick look at that leaderboard then?
Yeah, let's have a look.
So, as we've said, we've got the Norse at the top of the table. 7 touchdowns to 1 conceded. And a casualty difference of 8. 10 casualties inflicted to 2 received. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's basically... Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I mean, the Norse, if you can, like I say avoid the casualties, it just leaves you in such a good spot, and he seems to be capitalising on it perfectly.
Yeah, amazingly, in second place, Halflings.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. You've got a good result, and obviously he's got some good opportunity really against you next week if he can get the chef and all that kind of stuff and put you in a really bad spot.
I don't think it's going to last though. I mean, he got a free win and then he played against the other stunty team.
Oh, was he the bye, was he?
Yeah. The first round was a free win. The second round was against a stunty team. When he comes up against teams that actually stand a chance,
actually hit people,
he's gonna start struggling. But we'll see. I mean, whenever I play halflings, my preferred opponent is Khemri, so I'm low key afraid, to be honest. We've also got the undead on 2 wins. They're doing very well, and then we've got the dwarves and the slayerettes on 1 win apiece. The Skaven have drawn twice. You and me with our 1 draw.
Yeah.
And then the goblins at the bottom there, along with the orcs.
Yeah, and this is, I think, it's an interesting way it's worked out this last week. But yeah, I think there's some definitely. I don't think you can count out many of the teams at the bottom. I think you've got orcs, a very tough team if they can get caught back up. And this is it. I think it's very good.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Let's take a look at next week's fixtures. So, Synthwave and the Slayerettes. Goblins versus Dark Elves. What are the team value differences? So, Slayerettes are going to be getting 1 ringer in there, 70k. That's going to put their value up to 1070. The Goblins are at 930, so they're going to get 140 in inducements, so that's enough for 2 bribes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's going to. I think goblins can easily win that one if they get a good couple of knockouts with the fanatic and that kind of stuff.
I think the Dark
bribes
Elves are
really
like,
count it.
yeah, they're like the perfect opponents for goblins. If they're going to win anything, it's probably going to be this one.
I mean, if you can hit that Witch Elf and take that Witch Elf out of the equation with Armor 7 with something good like a chainsaw, the Dark Elves are really going to struggle.
Yeah, I mean, well, you would. I'd still put my money on the Dark Elves, but
I mean, yeah, but I think it's that mix into. Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what? I am going to back the goblins because his numerical superiority, plus the fact that he's got chainsaw and the ability to buy bribes and even scoop an extra 10k for a babe. Yeah, I'm going to go goblins. What about you?
Yeah, like I said, I think goblins have got that ability just to kind of get where they need to. They've got the speed, and then if they can put a big punch into some of the key players, like he's going to be a blitzer down, and then obviously that he just can snowball quite easily because the normal Dark Elves aren't going to do that much compared to like a Witch Elf to be able to knock players off the pitch. So yeah, I think goblins can edge it quite easily.
Yep. So Family Adams, Noah Skaven, Fate. We've got the aptly named Skaven here who keep managing to not get anyone injured, who are currently on 1,110, and we've got Family Adams who are on 1,130. I don't believe anyone's going to be getting any extra players there, so no one's really going to get any inducements at all unless someone spends money. This one's a tough one.
I mean, after the Skaven kind of got away unshaved again, I think the luck could run out quite easily. If the Rat Ogre gets taken off the field again, it's another big low for him, especially against the other team.
But it's not been an issue for him so far.
Yeah,
I mean, it might be an issue in his game after, but yeah.
If he can still pull out cheeky scores, I think he's in a good spot. But it's definitely one of those teams where it's difficult to do that, shall we say?
Yeah. Well, the Skaven so far have drawn both the games 1-1, so I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in this one.
Yeah, I'm thinking that might continue on.
Yep. So you versus the Orcs. What do you think, Kenny?
I'd like to say me, but considering what I'm going up against, I think Orcs are always a tough opponent for Dark Elves. I'm probably going to say a draw is most likely. If I can get a good score in, like in my first game, I got the Witch Elf score in turn 2. It's that kind of thing where if I can get a good couple of points on the board and manage to not lose most of my players, I'll be in a good spot. But it's Orcs; they can always bash you. And I think that's going to be the tricky thing to deal with, really. Yeah,
I mean, he's new, he's inexperienced. You've definitely got experience on him, but the Orcs are a good side, and he's not, he's not clueless or anything.
No, so, exactly.
Yeah, I think probably a draw. I think that's fair.
That sounds about right to me, I reckon.
Moradin's Miners versus Frenzied Speedo Explosion. Now, this is an interesting one. The Dwarves are obviously a hard counter for these guys. The block across the board is completely irrelevant.
A lot of tackle as well.
Yeah, he has got the Ulfwerners, which is going to be quite nice for. So let's have a quick look at that at their team. Where are we? Frenzied Speedo Explosion. So we've got the we've got on the Berserkers Frenzy. So he's got the potential to push people off the field there. He's also got that frenzy on the Ulfwerners as well.
And with the Berserker, he's got a lot of frenzy and jump up, which with from the Witch Elf, it's that kind of speed and being able to get where you need to push people out of the field. And especially with Dwarfs, if they start losing players off the side of the pitch.
Yeah. If he can use that claw on his Yeti, this could be bad for the Dwarves. And Dave is obviously top of the table and an experienced player. So this is a tough one because the Dwarves could just put up a wall, but I think
it's going to go to Dave on this one.
I think the Norse will probably take it as well. And last up, we've got Khemri versus Halflings.
Now, I mean, my money is probably going to be on you, even with the mummy out. I think it's going to be an interesting one though. Depends on how the weather goes as well. A lot for you. If you can get the pot and take off your rerolls, and you're going to be in a struggling position. But I'm edging towards you, I think, on this one.
I'm afraid of the Master Chef, and I think that the Master Chef will determine who wins. But I've got to back me because I am me, so I back me.
So go for a 1-1 draw then, yeah.
I back me for a landslide. I'm hoping that I can just absolutely like bum his halflings for the entire game.
It's a good way to farm some SPP. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm not even that bothered about winning. I just want to level up.
It's a brave new world for you, Ben.
Exactly. Let's take a look at the results. So if you go left from 2A, you'll get to pre-E, pre-F, pre-G, and pre-H. Those are the results of last week's final pre-season matches in 2B. So let's take a look at pre-E. Have you found it?
Yeah, my system's just not spinning, so give me 2. So you carry on, mate, and I'll...
Well, we've got In Grave Danger 1, Snotling Stars 2. This is another win for the Snotlings, and they're going to be gutted when they don't win anything all season now. They've won 2 pre-season games. A lot of SPP on both sides there. I know Greg was saying that he found this very frustrating because he felt like he couldn't do anything. Having an entire team of dodge sidestep opponents will do that to you.
Yeah. I mean, you never really... I mean, even in my game with Max last season, I found it where it's just that hard. It's actually quite hard to take out Snotlings unless you roll the powers.
Yeah.
And I think that's where they can really come into their own. I think you can struggle, like especially if Graham's saying it as well.
Yeah, he rolled 50 pushes as well.
That hurts.
Yeah, I mean, let's look at ridiculous. So he had he had one round where he rolled skull both down push, and then skull push push, and then push push push, and then push skull push. Yeah, pretty silly. Really.
Not what you need.
Poor old Dry Bones, he wasn't having a good time. So yeah, just got Snotlings. Yeah,
I mean it's going to happen. Not really the game you want to be losing into, really.
He did get a ding up on his white though, so that's quite nice. So let's take a look at the next one, which will be pre-F. We had Guards versus Lizards in Pyjamas. So obviously, always difficult to play against Chaos Dwarves. And it looks like the Chorf's got a decent amount of... Wow, look at that, though. He got 11 SPP on Killer Croc. What's that? That's his Croxigore. Wow. Okay, we'll be interested to see what...
I mean, Croxigore with that much SPP is a scary thing. They start developing really well.
Yeah. So he couldn't pass. He failed his only pass attempt. Didn't have a good time on the injury rolls. Failed 6, succeeded 3. His Bonehead didn't behave very well. 50% failure rate to 10 successes there. Yeah, this looks like he had a quite frustrating time, to be honest.
I mean, you've got well, for the Lizards anyway, you've got a Saurus getting close to level up. You've got 2 Saurus actually close to level up, and the Skinks that kind of get in the points on the board. But yeah, difficult one, especially against Chaos Dwarfs.
Unlucky.
I mean, one of the best teams, yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least it should give him some satisfaction to know that the star player happens to be a Hobgoblin who got injured, and he hasn't bought him because I can't click on him. So yeah, that's one little bit of satisfaction for the Lizards. Let's take a look at pre-G. Helsing Hellions 2, the Old Cunning Stunts 1. So this was the Vampire off. I'm pleased to be in line with my prediction that Max wins because Jack plays like a psycho. Why did he win?
I always find that with Jack.
Yeah. So neither of them had a fantastic time with Bloodlust, about what you'd expect to be seeing.
Yeah, I mean that's always the decider. If one team goes heavily towards failing all the Bloodlust, you know that's going to be difficult.
Wow, the Cunning Stunts 40% success rate for pickups. That sucks when you've got IG4. That must have been difficult for him. Didn't do too great with a Hypnotic Gaze either. No,
and I think Hypnotic Gaze is one of the main things in their toolkit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. No, yeah, I mean, okay. I kind of expected it to go that way, but...
They both did alright for SPP, though. That's something I guess.
No, I mean, yeah, you look at that. I mean, especially with the 5 on Count Comrade and... but, I mean, they both got the MVP on 2 Thralls, which probably isn't what you want. But,
Sucks. Well, let's take a look at the last game. and then we'll have a look at actual 2B. So Rakdos Runaways, Pain Coven Dancers, 1-1 draw. So this would have been a bash fest. Two pretty bashy teams. Doesn't look like anybody got an amazing amount of SPP. Where did it go right? Where did it go wrong? So Pain Coven Dancers succeeded their pick up, their pass. So I'm assuming that's how they scored. They got 2 catches. So it looks like they caught a random ball that was flying somewhere at some point.
Yeah, maybe Chaos were throwing the ball.
Yeah, possibly. Rakdos Runaways didn't really roll that much here, but they succeeded their dodges and their go for it's.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing with Chaos. Let's have a look at what kind of dice they were throwing. I mean, there's a lot of powers there, a lot of block dice. I think thrown. I think it's looking at it from that point of view. I think Chaos were mainly chasing a lot of the game and trying to block into them.
It certainly looks that way because the Pain Coven Dancers managed 5 KOs to the Runaways 2.
Yeah.
So it seems to me that they were allowed to play Bashi by the Chaos.
Well, this is it, and I think if Chaos start going the back foot, he's good to have got a draw off that, really.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
A bit of SPP without anyone dying, that's what all you can really ask for, innit? Let's take a look at 2B. Let's have a look at these teams. So, Rakdos Runaways, 1090, already getting that improvement. What have we got? He's got an Apothecary. Good shout there, Chief.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
He rolled a double on his Beastman and gave him dodge. Nice. That's not a bad start. I mean, ideally, it's almost kind of annoying when you roll a double first time in these teams because you want to get block on some people, but
there's so many things that you want to take before taking.
You really can't
double.
turn down the opportunity to get dodge on a Beastman, really. Yeah, fair play. Good luck with this for the rest of the season. It's a tough team to start with, Chaos. It really is. Let's have a look at these Snotlings.
See, like in Div 1, just as a side point, in Div 1 you see where Chaos can go, and obviously this is the starting point.
This is the genesis of your journey.
And then you see the absolute monstrosity.
What is this nonsense? So, okay, he's got two Nobblars with Diamond Catch. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, I guess I would have.
Kind of balances out a little bit, but
yeah, I would have had a sneaky git really, but yeah, whatever. He seems to know what he's doing. He's winning every game, so yeah, crack on. He's got his Apothecary because, you know, God forbid you wouldn't want to lose any of these 20k Noblars.
I was going to say, it's the fact he's got the 5 rerolls and that kind of stuff. It's an interesting one. I mean, it's going to be hard to actually pin him down anywhere.
Yeah, I imagine this is quite annoying to play against, actually. Let's have a look at the old cunning stunts. So we've got a Dodge Vampire. He's got 2 Thralls out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he'll have 1 Journeyman for 40k. So his team value will be 980 for the next game. He's got enough to replace. I'm assuming he's saving up for a 4th Vampire though.
Yeah, or the Apothecary maybe.
Yeah, maybe he can afford the Apothecary if he wants it. That would probably be a good idea, to be fair.
Yeah, because if he starts losing one of these vampires, then that's really where the team starts to struggle.
Yeah, definitely.
110k is a lot, but vampires are such a key player in this kind of team. So,
let's have a look at the lizards. Lizards in pajamas. So he's gone for stand firm on the croc. Good shout. With that prehensile tail, that's going to make it difficult for people to get away from him. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Nice looking team so far.
Spread it out, but no real level up beyond that. But a lot of people are close to a level up, so yeah, good.
That's it. Get a couple of touchdowns on those 2 skinks. Give him sprint or catch or something, and you're laughing, really. He's got his Apothecary. Sensible. I like it. Yeah. Looking good. Looks like they're ready for the season.
Definitely, yeah.
Pain Coven Dancers. Okay, so what have we got hither?
Only 2 blitzers and a witch elf. So that says to me that a blitzer died or was added down or something, which is painful.
It's nasty with these guys because they're expensive. The whole team is so expensive. But he's got that Blodger witch elf. That's the main thing. So that's his dedicated ball carrier right there. Yeah.
I mean, what else can you really say? That's a big loss there for the blitzer. But
the thing is that all it takes is for him to win his next game.
Puts him back in the fight.
Roll a 6, and he can and he's already got 100k for another blitzer. So 2 games tops. If he plays well, he'll have his blitzer back.
Yeah.
In grave danger. So he's, despite losing, he's actually got, wow, oh wow, this is really nice. Okay,
Yeah.
so we've got a white with Mighty Blow, so that's his blitzer right there. He's got
Agi
God on
4
a
goal.
Mummy and an Agi 4 Ghoul, picking up on a 2, receiving on a 2, passing on a 2. That's exactly what you want there. Maybe give it sure hands or sprint or something next, and you've got a dedicated ball carrier.
I think you've definitely got a threat in this league, and this team's looking like it's going that way.
You would expect these to do well.
Yeah, the Mummy's getting guard. It's just, it's all going the right way for him.
Stand firm next. Or block if he rolls a double.
Yeah.
Lovely team. Let's have a look at these Vamps. Helsing Hellions. Same as the other ones, except they've got 13 players instead of 10.
And they've also got the dodge. Yeah. I mean, it's vampires. It's that kind of thing. Yeah.
I mean, interestingly,
well, this is it. I was going to say, interestingly, if he has a lot of bloat on the field, obviously, I know you need those extra thralls, but it's difficult with vampires.
Yeah,
if you start taking those big hits on the vampires, then you really start to struggle.
Yeah, he's got the thralls though to deal with bloodlust. So yeah, that's something. This is looking all right. These guys could do well, I reckon.
Yeah, they've got a good coach behind them.
Goddamn chorfs. Okay, what have we got here? We've got an AV down Hobgoblin that really needs to get fired.
Yeah, no SPP, needs to get gone. And
his
then what's
leader,
this one got down here? Leader
is on an M&G. He's got block on a Bull Centaur, which is nice. Yeah, he really needs to get that second Bull Centaur though, doesn't he?
I'm going to say only one Bull Centaur. They're so key to this team to be able to score.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think you need to start skilling those guys up at the beginning. If I was going to play Chaos Dwarves, I'd start with 2 Bull Centaurs, to be honest.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes then, I guess. I mean, it's still a formidable side to come up against, and he's got the Apothecary.
Yeah, exactly.
So, let's have a look at the schedule, shall we? Guards versus the old Cunning Stunts. Now, I don't really think, for me, you can look very far past the Chaos Dwarves here. What do you think?
Is this now, is it day 1 now?
Yeah, so if you go on to schedule...
Yeah, because obviously it's not counted last week, has it?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So we're on day 1, yeah.
With that one, guards, and this is not a matchup vampires really want to go into against Chorfs.
Especially reduced. I mean, what are they going to get in? So the Chorfs are 990, but they're going to get given a Hobgoblin, so that's going to put them up to 1030, and the vampires are going to get a Thrall given to them for 40k.
So
put them up to 980. So they've got enough for a Babe.
Yeah, which I think you're probably going to want to take.
Definitely going to want to take. Yeah.
Realistically, it's a tough game for vampires. I think you've got a lot of toughness and a lot of armor, and then also the fact they're still dwarves. So yeah, difficult one. I'm hedging towards the dwarves on that one.
Yeah, same here. So we've got Snotlings and Lizards. Well,
I don't even know where to put my money on this one.
I'm afraid to make a shout.
Yeah. I'm going to say the predictions will definitely show. But I mean, where do you go with that? I mean, you can't predict a Snotling team doing that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that the Lizards have got no block, so both downs are going to screw them.
Tackle.
They've got no tackle. Yeah, so Defender Stumbles is no good to them.
I mean, you need to stick Killer Croc in the middle of somewhere.
Yeah.
And just tie up as many Snotlings as possible. I think that's the way I'd play it.
The thing is, nobody can be prepared to play against a team of Snotlings because it's stupid. But I know, Sam regularly plays a whole team of Snotlings. Like, this is not just some weird experiment. He like mainly does that. So I'm going to go with the Snotlings. I'm just going to do it. I think the Snotlings will win.
I think 1-0 to Snotlings.
Yeah.
I think it's that kind of thing where if a Lizard gets a key injury or something like that off that game as well, I mean, you lose a Snotling, it's not really worth anything. If you lose a Lizard, whew. So yeah, I think it's Snotlings, unfortunately.
Yeah. Rakdos, Runaways, Pain Coven Dancers. Now this is the same match as last week for them, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they played one another and drew 1-1. Yeah. They've already drawn 1-1. They're playing each other again. They've both got pretty... Right, okay, so the elves are missing a dude, so they'll go up to 1070. The Rakdos Runaways are at 1090, so there's not going to be any inducements.
No. But, I mean, I think it's potentially going to end up the same way.
Yeah, 1-1. I mean, maybe the elves might edge it because they've got the block and whatnot, but yeah, I agree.
Even then, I mean, you're in a good position to take out the witch elf at some point. Then those elves, those are really sliding downhill.
Yeah, yeah, probably 1-1 again.
Yeah.
So, last but not least, we've got Helsing Hellions versus In Grave Danger. Now, for my money, I think the Undead are currently the best looking team in this division.
100% agree with you
That
there. I think
Agi4 Ghoul is ridiculous.
vampires are really going to struggle with that.
Yeah.
You've got. I mean, you've got the block on the whites. You've got the Agi4 Ghoul, and you've got the Mighty Blow on the mummies. So, yeah, vampires. If you can get into those vampires, you can start punching them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. Only one go one way.
Yeah, I think definitely. I mean, not discounting Helsing Hellions. He's got 13 players. He's got strength 4, Agi 4 vampires, and he's got 4 of them. So that's not to be sniffed at. But yeah, I think definitely the Undead.
I think Max is struggling with the fact he's only got one level up. A lot of other players have got a lot of SPP, but going into this game is the way you'd want all those level ups really to kind of accommodate it a bit more. He's got one vampire next to leveling up, so you really wants to put a bit more oomph into those. But yeah, my money's going on the Undead.
Absolutely, and we have no league table to look at for these guys, so that brings us to the end of Smash of the Week. Thanks very much for joining me, Kenny.
No worries, happy to help.
And yeah, good luck with your games, everyone. Goodbye.